has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible. Hanging out the bad seed, the burgundy, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion shakeout of duty, along with the Tutty and Tater King himself, the founder of the ILC podcast, the rights holder of the Sheet of Integrity, and the Put It with a Golf Guru on opening day, MLB style, in the boogie down. It's Carver High this afternoon, ladies. Mafia running it with Luke. I am your father. The rundown on a Thirsty Thursday. A double shot with Morency this very hour and within these walls. Mike DeCourcy in the first hour as well from the Sporting News, Fox Sports, and the Big Ten Network. And then later in the final hour, Kurt Heelan, our buddy from NBC Sports, the lead NBA writer, will talk pro rack with him. And it's all happening at Yankee Stadium, Brewers and Yankees. And it is, just a stacked day, Mike, with just endless games. A delay in Toronto already. I don't know what's going on there. Close the roof, for Christ's sake.
Well, that's not a delay. It's all opening day nonsense. Obviously, introductions, everybody, announcing all the players, the anthems, the pomp and circumstance. That's why on opening day it's very rare that you get a first pitch. And happy opening day here on C2C. I'm excited. Woo-woo! We got Taters back. We've got baseball. But you know what? I said this to you yesterday, and now watching it even stands out more. They could have got a lot worse weather on March the 27th in the Bronx for opening day. So the sun's out. It's in the mid-50s.
It's beautiful.
It's not a bad day.
It's freezing.
Remember in '96 when it was snowing with Pettit against the Royals and all?
Yeah.
This is a pretty nice day for opening day that they have in the boogie down. And I'm ready to rock here. Let's go. Baseball season starting up.
I've heard a lot of people already saying that the Yankees will not even go to the playoffs. That they're going to, it's over. Without Cole and Soto, they're finished. That's what I heard today. Not going to make the playoffs. So can we get some receipts going? Mafia, get the cash register out and get some receipts. Let's turn and burn.
Receipts. Turn and burn. Now, we have two games that are starting right now. Momentarily, and then a load of games at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to give you those numbers later in the hour. But why don't I start here with these two? Rodon and Peralta about to get going in the Bronx. Yankees now I've got up to minus 145, and the Brewers at plus $1.25. 7.5 is the total. Obviously, some of these outdoor East Coast games, you're going to see some lower totals early in the year because it's cold out there, and I don't think that anybody's going to hit any long balls. But
didn't we take the Brewers yesterday?
I think you did. Yes. I think you took I think you did go with the Brewers here and Freddie Peralta.
Opening. I think they're. What bothers me is it's a good price, and I think they're a playoff team.
You look at a Yankee opening day lineup, and once again, we talked about this a lot. Like they got Ben Rice and Oswaldo Cabrera in the opening day lineup today. It's like they couldn't find a couple of spare nickels under the couch at the mansion, in the Steinbrenner mansion, to, maybe get a couple of experienced bats to throw in the lineup.
They're $8 billion ball club.
Couldn't scrounge up a little bit of change to get another professional hitter. Ben Rice is DHing today. Like, let's be fair here. Come on. The guy will probably go 3 for 4 with a homer now that I bashed him here at the start of the season. So
what do they got judging? Because I know their 3-4 isn't. I almost fell over when I saw they got Goldschmidt cleanup.
Yeah.
And what? Bellinger's 3.
They're going Wells, Judge, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Jazz, Dominguez, Volpe, Rice, Cabrera, the Yankees starting lineup today. Those are the 9 that take the field. with
All
Rodon.
right. I mean, whatever. I really don't care. I know that it is what it is, and you can get the what was the dessert they got going on in the ball cap? Don't they have tiramisu cap?
The tiramisu in the helmet. Yeah, you can get the tiramisu in a helmet. And there's like a whole new like sushi section at Yankee Stadium too.
And then
So if
you
want to
get a cold Budweiser.
Ballpark sushi, that's available for you as well. The other game starting any moment is in Toronto with the Orioles and the Jays. Zach Eflin and Jose Berrios. Jays now I've got to minus 118. Even money for the O's. And an 8.5 here as we are looking for some long balls up at Rogers this afternoon to start the season.
Yeah, I took the Jays in this one and Barrios, and I also think they didn't give Vladdy the money that he wants the first time they negotiated. The second time they fell short again. So what he'll do today is go out and ring the bell for you at that big price you gave yesterday and hit a home run to let him know where he stands in the grand scheme of things.
That would be outstanding if he did that today. We would love to see Vladdy ring the bell. So like I said, full slate today. We will give you the numbers on all the 4 o'clock games, 4 o'clock Eastern. I believe there's 9 games starting then. And I will give you all the first pitch information for those later in the hour after you talk to Gabe and Nicorsi. So we have all of the baseball. We also have the Sweet 16 getting back going tonight.
God.
We've had a couple of days off with the NCAA tournament. Tonight in Newark and in San Francisco at the Chase, the East and the West regions. Look, East, Duke is going to be there. We got this huge total with Bama and BYU. Florida, Maryland, Texas Tech, and Arkansas. 4 games for us tonight as the NCAA tournament gets back going.
So somebody said to me today that's going to the games
to Newark
in the Rock. And he said that Alabama doesn't play any defense. I'm like, is that right? So so that total, are you really going to go over that total? And are you going to ride BYU here, or are you on Alabama? Because I liked Alabama, and I've been betting on BYU since the jump.
I'm on Bama, and usually when they make a total that high, they can't make it high enough. I actually think it is going to go over that number. I think I think Alabama wins 100-90 or something like that. I do think they're going to get over to 175, and I think Alabama's going to score close to 100 points this evening. Neither team plays great D. This is a bad matchup for BYU. They want to run. They want to score a lot of points. Yeah, Alabama does that better. They got better guys to do that with. So I think it's going to be bad news for BYU.
Yeah, I agree. And, I'm not involved in any of that predicting the score of the game business. So I'm just trying to cover and win by 5. And I think that's going to be difficult enough in its own right. And then, the other games are in San Francisco. I just don't buy that Maryland's going to beat Florida. I've thought of the game 100 times, and every time I think of it, I think the Gators are going to beat them and cover. I thought they got lucky against Colorado State. I know we got people around here that went to Maryland. I don't want to offend them, but it's easy. Everyone, it's funny when my team doesn't make the tournament. It's okay to make fun of me. But we'll see if they can stand up to Florida. I think Florida's better than them flat out. And then you'll go back to Newark for Duke, Arizona. Same thing. I think Duke's too dangerous. And then the late game is that Texas Tech Arkansas game, which I think is going to be fantastic.
Plenty of games.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
But it came to a bench.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
How about your boy Rodon with the 3-pitch strikeout to open the season in the Boogie Down Bronx? You can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 Eastern along all of our TV and radio outlets on SportsGrid. And you can see him for a double shot every day from Vancouver right here on Coast to Coast. Look at you styling in the Expos Rock Range jersey today. You got it all going.
Pretty nice, huh? Pretty slick.
Yeah.
You got to love the Expos jersey. Yeah, it's old school. Tim Raines on the back here.
Yeah, I like that.
Go all the way around. I got a Vlad Jr. one. I got a Vlad Senior, actually, not Junior. Vlad Senior is coming up here right now. I get confused. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. With the Blue Jays, but I got a Guerrero. I got a bunch of Expo jerseys, but figured I'd show some love, Scott. It's always a tough day. First day of the year. A lot of Expo fans have been, posting stuff and talking to me recently. Figured I'd bust this out of the closet. What do you think about the old school helmet, Scott? I used to love, man. Remember going to the games? Yeah. And in the old days, guys, they would sell the helmet of the visiting team as well. And I would so look forward to it, Scott. Like it was $5. I'd get my $5 and I'd be like, oh man, the Astros are coming. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, now you get this helmet. And I bought this on eBay recently. So this isn't from my childhood, but I used to love this helmet as a kid, Scott. This orange, I remember I was so happy when I bought it.
They made them that way without the earpiece, just the straight cap. They're great.
Yeah, remember? And it says here, not for real use, not a protective helmet.
I used to wear it when I played.
Everyone did.
Everyone did. You get cracked in the head with a heater and it would crack.
Yeah, it would crack in half. Exactly. And I'd be like, damn, I got to get a new one now. Exactly.
So what do you think, besides your beloved Dodgers, of, things like Toronto's opening up at home? They allegedly made Vladdy another offer. It wasn't good enough again. They're just still far apart. How do you think their season will go? Barrios kicking it off today up there north of the border.
I'll tell you what, if there's one team, the first couple of games, it's a 162-game season. It's early in the season and all that. If there's one team that needs a strong start, it's the Toronto Blue Jays. There's a lot of negativity around the front office. You have this Vlad Guerrero stuff. The contract is looming over them. But, Scott, they spent like the fourth most money in baseball, bro. Like, you know what I mean? People don't realize this. The Toronto Blue Jays are a rich organization. Their payroll is $234 million this year. If you can't win 79 games, your win total is 78.5. Like, you can't get me 79 wins for $234 million, then you know what? Let's fire everybody, including the kids that sell the popcorn in the stadium. This team is a good team on paper.
Never fire the popcorn vendors.
Yeah, leave the kid alone. Well, I said we need a change. You're right.
Get rid of someone else, the hot dog guy.
The concession people can stay. It's not their fault. Not their fault. All right, I'm a man of the people. Scott's like, I love my popcorn.
It's my favorite.
Popcorn guy. The ice cream
I like
guy.
popcorn more than my family.
See, so when you know you're getting old, Scott, right? You used to go to a ballpark. You're like, where's the bar? Now you go to the ballpark. You're like, where's the dairy? Where's the ice cream at? Where's the ice cream stand?
Only at Petco. They got the best ice cream. But
is it that good, the ice cream there? But as far as the Jays.
They put it in a baseball helmet like the little mini one that you showed the version of. Yeah. But listen, the new baseball bats filled with popcorn, better than sex. They're like
that's pretty legit.
30 ounces of popcorn, and you get free refills.
You got the bats pretty legit.
Over the head with it.
But as far as the Jays are concerned, I think they can compete, Scott, in this division. But they need things to go well early for them. Bo Bichette was in a bad mood last year, had a bad year. He's been tearing the cover off the ball in spring training. Vlad Guerrero Jr., I think, is going to go off. The guy wants $600 million. Well, go out and play like it. Right? Yeah, go out and show it. Yeah, go out and do it, dude. Hit 45, 50 home runs. Show it to us. Right? We know you're a star, but you're not a superstar. There's a difference. You're a star. Right? There's superstars and stars. You're not a superstar. You're a star. Show us you're a superstar. But this rotation, listen, you bring in Santander, bro, this guy's 35, 40 home runs every year, right? 30, 35, 40, whatever. You look at Jimenez, a three-time Gold Glove winner. They've had a nice offseason, actually. You look at the rotation, dude. Barrios, Kevin Gossman, Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Bowden Francis was a stud last year, the kid. Like, on paper, they're a pretty good baseball team. Like, you know, everyone loves, and I got the Red Sox winning the division at plus 300, not to be an anti-Yankee guy, but no value with the Yankees to win this division, and they got a bunch of problems. So I think, but to me, are the Red Sox that much better than the Blue Jays? Right? I don't like the Blue Jays manager that much, and I don't think much of him, but
this stuff about the Red Sox, everyone and their mother thinks they're going to win it. Like, just stop. They have sucked forever. It's been so long since they did anything or were good. Like, I can't even believe they're favored and people think they're going to win it. They're tripping. Let me ask you about
the Yankees are still favored.
And Alcantara. I don't care about the Yankees at this point. Skeens and Alcantara. What do you think of that one today in Miami? You got to watch this young Skeens, a badass.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of those players that you would say, who would you pay money to go watch play, right? Sports or a concert, etc.
There's a drive. It's in seats, the short porch already. Your boy Wells with a lead off.
Oh, there it is. See, you don't care about the Yankees.
No, I'm done talking about them. I want to talk about other games. But I'm watching the game, of course. I care about the Yankees. You know I like the Yankees.
I'm betting the under of the Skeens game. But Skeens is one of those players you want to watch play. Love that he called out the Pittsburgh organization, basically, and said, listen, we owe the city of Pittsburgh something here. Like, stop giving them a bad product. I like the under in that game. I'm betting the under. You know, the first five, a lot of people are going to be betting first fives today. And I get it, but the over-under is 3 for the first 5 in that game. So, all right, I'll hope for the best at under 6.5 in that spot. I like the first 5 innings under 4 runs in the Mets and Astros game today. I got picks for every baseball game, actually, Scott. Well, you're going to ask me with any game.
Yeah, what about the Scooble-Snell matchup at Dodger Stadium?
This one's interesting. I really like what the Dodgers, Scott, the fact that they've already played 2 games. Then they came back. It was stupid. They got to come back from Tokyo, and then they got to play preseason games again. But they were playing their starters all the way through. Like, they're ready to go. Like, the Tigers are stepping in cold here. Like, the Dodgers were hitting home runs 2 nights ago playing the Angels for whatever stupid reason, and they had their starters out there. I think the Dodgers are ready to go today.
We'll talk about the regionals with Morency coming up.
We all know a night out at the club in Vegas can get a little bit pricey, but I've got a tip that can save you a cover fee at some of the hottest nightclubs. All you have to do is sign up online for free with a credible guest list service. Then, just show up before 10:30 and check right in. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
You studied the stats. You had the perfect bracket until your upsets turned into regrets. SportsGrid rides the highs and lows of every buzzer beater, bracket buster, and Cinderella story.
The Big Ten Freshman of the Year!
Our team brings you sharp insights, real-time reactions, and all the madness. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So not only is Austin Wells the first catcher to ever bat leadoff for the Yankees in their history, he's the first catcher in Major League history to lead off
that's
a
amazing.
game with a home run. That's never happened before. That is crazy. But then they get Judge and Bellinger, boom, boom. So it's 1-0 there. Now let's talk about the regionals with Morency. He's excited. He's going to change jerseys later for the games in Newark at the Rock.
Michigan play tomorrow.
San Francisco,
So
but you're still
off.
in tonight. I know you're not going to not watch tonight because your Wolverines aren't playing. You're still going to watch.
Oh, I've already got my bets. I've got some bets in. I played a money line parlay already, but yeah, I'm locked and loaded, Scott. I've been betting a lot of big units on this tournament, more than I should have probably, to be honest. I'm seeing a little bit of line movement right now. Starting off, listen, dude, this first game is a tough one, right? The BYU Alabama, there's nothing easy about this, and I like this BYU team, Scott. I hate going against them, but I think Alabama are going to be too athletic for them. Alabama score 91 points a game. They give up 81. This game is going to be a track meet. It's 175.5 for a reason. I think it's going to get there. I'm going to bet over the number. I don't love the 5.5. All right, so I'm not in love with the 5.5, but
I
do
see it
think
at 4.5 even in some places. You can get it at 4.5.
Really, one of my books is freezing on me right now, so I'm looking at another spot. Oh, and you know what? It's crazy, Scott. I'm looking at FanDuel here right now, actually, and it says, do not allow bets on Duke, Arizona. I'm old school. I still have, FanDuel, New Jersey is locked on my computer because I was there forever. So when I go to FanDuel, I'm on the Jersey one. I'm like, where the hell is the Bama game? And I'm sort of scrolling, and I see it. NJ doesn't allow bets on Duke versus Arizona or BYU versus Alabama. That's the stupidest thing ever.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life, these rules.
So go through the Lincoln Tunnel and bet on the other side of New York or vice versa. That's what people used to do. So, listen, I think Bama survives, Scott. I think they probably cover.
$30 to go over the bridge.
Dude, I used to do it. I used to take the train. I used to do the different ones. The good one is you just get on the train to Secaucus and you bet. Right. You get off the platform, you place your bets, and you can literally just walk on the other side before the other train comes back.
Right.
I
I know the whole deal.
Yeah, there was all kinds. there was a Starbucks, there was a pizza place that like became like, the guy loved it. He became like a hub of people placing bets from New York. They just sit in his pizza place in Jersey.
It's good business.
He turned it into like a mini sports bar. He started putting TVs up and people were watching games. It was a great story.
Who do you like in the other games? The three games tonight.
I think Duke are going to roll. These guys, Scott, I think they might go 6-0 straight up and against the spread. Like, is that, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the point spread is, I don't know if it's high enough. Like, I think these guys, they win by like 25 points, 30 points a game. I know Arizona are good, but once the wheels fall off, it could get away from them, right? So I really like the over this game tonight. I like Duke and Arizona. You know Arizona are going to score. Arizona are going to run with Duke, and Duke are going to go up and down the court. It's going to be like 15 alley-oop dunks to Cooper Flag tonight, and backdoor cuts and screens. And right, Duke are just so good. I love the over. If I had to bet one game tonight, one bet, I would say bet the over the Duke-Arizona game. But I also think Duke are going to cover the spread. Let's talk about Calipari getting 5.5 points, guys. Listen to this Arkansas team, 8-2 against the spread the last 10 games as underdogs. They're winning these games outright. Calipari is 10-2, Scott, in the Sweet 16. Guy doesn't lose in the Sweet 16 very often. He's lost twice. You got a hell of a coach, and you know, I think they match up well. I think they match up well with Texas Tech. They're very similar sort of style of basketball teams. As long as they don't get into foul trouble, I think they're going to be fine tonight, Scott. I like the Hogs plus the 5.5.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. They're dangerous. That line is dangerous as hell. And I think, that they've looked really good. What they did with St. John's was unbelievable. And now you're giving them that kind of piece in this game. I think this is going to be a great game. In fact, I think it's going to be the game of the night. I think the other ones are all going to be decided.
Winner gets the Gators.
Florida, Maryland.
I think the Gators, I'm seeing a 6.5 right now, was 6 all week basically. I think this is the end of the line for Derek Dairy Queen, the Traveler. He should get I saw he just signed with Dairy Queen today. He should sign with Expedia or one of the traveling websites.
What do you like in that Kings-Avs game tonight? A good one.
Well, give me the LA Kings, smoking hot LA King hockey team.
Whoa, I love it. All right, enjoy the games, man.
We all know a night out at the club in Vegas can get a little bit pricey, but I've got a tip that can save you a cover fee at some of the hottest nightclubs. All you have to do is sign up online for free with a credible guest list service. Then, just show up before 10:30 and check right in. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
You studied the stats. You had the perfect bracket. Until your upsets turned into regrets. SportsGrid rides the highs and lows of every buzzer beater, bracket buster, and Cinderella story.
The Big Ten Freshman of the Year!
Our team brings you sharp insights, real-time reactions, and all the madness. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
course, Mike DeCourcy is the legendary scribe from the Sporting News, and you catch him on Fox Sports, college basketball coverage, Big Ten Network. He's on the take for the Indiana Hoosiers, and we get him luxuriously on coast to coast here on SportsGrid every week. And he's excited about the regional starting tonight as well in Newark and in the city by the bay. And earlier in the week, you wrote about, on Monday, you wrote about ranking the teams. And I was looking at your rankings, and I, as usual, agree with you. I like you have Duke 1, Florida 2, Houston 3, and Michigan State 4. I give Michigan State a lot of credit for their physicality, their defense, their coach. This guy means business when it comes to, Sweet 16, Elite Eights. He's won a national championship. I guess some people would be surprised he hasn't won more. How good do you think this team is? They play tomorrow night against Ole Miss. How good is this team compared to some of the other ones that he's had over the years where he's come this close?
Oh, I don't think this team is as good as 2000 or even 01. It's probably better than the 05 Final Four team that did such a nice job to get there, but really wasn't elite. But the thing that this team has is a tremendous amount of depth and a number of players who are willing to sacrifice their own game, minutes, shots, role, to make sure this team is successful. That's been the most amazing thing about it in an era when that doesn't happen very often and very easily. That transfer portal is always spinning. And so the idea that you would have basically 10 guys that only a few will play exceptional minutes and the rest will just fill a role on a given night, depending on what works, who's hot, how the opposition wants to play them, and other significant factors. I think that he's done a tremendous job with this group. It's not going to be easy for them, and they're going to have to play much. I don't know how much time we have for how many muches they're going to have to play better than they played in the first weekend. They were really poor for a lot of the game against Bryant, and they were not a whole lot better over the weekend. They have to execute better than they did in those two games. New Mexico really caused them problems. They didn't do a great job of staying in front of Donovan Dent. And if Nelly Jr. Joseph hadn't gotten into foul trouble for the Lobos, I'm not sure whether or not the Spartans could have won that game. They need all their guys to play better. And, okay, so Jace Richardson had a rough game. That's going to happen. But you're not winning these games at this level without Jace Richardson not only not having a rough game, but he has to be exceptional.
So you have Auburn at 5, and they got a big game with Michigan tomorrow. The end of the season, they lost 3 of 4, but they looked pretty good the first weekend. How do you think they're going to do against the Wolverines?
Well, it's an interesting matchup because there are very few teams that can go in against Michigan and say, you got 7+ center and a 7-foot forward who's a creator. Well, we don't have very many 7-foot creators out there, but we can match Janai Broome against him, and we can put Dylan Cardwell inside to cope with Vlad Golden, and we'll be fine. I mean, that's the prevailing theory going into the game for Auburn. But I think they have reason to believe that'll be enough to stop those two guys or to slow those two guys. It'll be a different challenge for Broome, and actually probably relative to the NBA, it's probably a pretty good challenge for him because he's going to have to show that he can cover a big guy who plays on the move, and that's what the NBA wants to see. I'm sure that's not what he's thinking about, but it certainly could be helpful to him if he were able to slow or shut Danny Wolf down. Danny Wolf is a really unusual player in college basketball, to be 7 foot, to be able to handle the basketball, to be able to create offensive opportunities out of pick and roll, out of various different sets. He's got so much that he can bring, and very few teams like Auburn have someone that looks like they can match with him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, you have Maryland at 6, and they're playing tonight against your 2, Florida, and a lot of people think the Gators can win it all, except the people that think Duke is going to win it all.
Yeah, I think that Florida is, that's another team, honestly. And both of these teams are 2 more teams that I was not pleased with how they played on Saturday, or in both their cases was on Sunday. Neither team played well. Maryland forgot they had a front court. I mean, I'm watching down the stretch, Scott, and I'm like, that is Ethan Morton guarding Derek Queen. Derek Queen is 6'11", 260, Ethan Morton is 6'3". Why is Maryland not passing him the basketball? They finally did on the final possession, and it won Maryland the game. But down the stretch, they did not throw the ball inside against a smaller team at all. And that was distressing. Look, if those guys on the perimeter, Jacoby Gillespie, Rice, Selton Miguel, are all lighting it up and you're busting threes all over the place, okay, I get it. But that wasn't happening. So Maryland has to play much better. But the reason they're 6 is Derek Queen. They have to obviously win this game, and it's not going to be easy, and I don't expect it to happen. But if they do, they are a threat to win it all. Not a great threat to win it all, but I still look at this field and wonder, beyond Duke, beyond Florida, beyond a couple of other teams, who really looks like a champion. And I don't mean like looks like a champion of the SEC or a champion of the Big East or Big Ten or whatever. I guess no Big East. But I'm talking about what champions in the past of the NCAA tournament have looked like. Very few teams in this tournament have those ingredients.
So you have Bama at 8. They got a tough game with BYU tonight in Newark.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game, Scott. I think Gil was talking about that. Gabe was talking about that before you and I connected. He's 100% right. It's going to be a blast. Those two teams. It's the only time in my career, Scott, when I can remember saying, "Hey, what's the total on that game?" Because I'm just so curious about whether they think that they're going to go for 210 points or something. Because neither team is very good defensively, and both teams are extraordinary offensively, among the very best. If you ask me, okay, you pick based on who's got the best offense, I think those two might be two of the top 3 teams that we discuss. But it doesn't work that way. You have to be able to guard two. So each of these teams has the ability to get to the Final Four, but I don't think either of them can win it all.
So you talk about Tennessee and Kentucky. Kentucky's beat them twice. And, I played a team the other night in my title game that we beat twice and had to beat them a third time, and we did. Do you think Kentucky can beat Tennessee a third time? Everyone said I couldn't win 3 against this team, but we did. Do you think Kentucky can do it?
The fascinating thing about this, Scott, is that Kentucky did it twice at much less than full strength, much farther away from full strength than they are now. Look, Jackson Robinson's not coming back. He's gone for the year. So they're not at full strength. But they're closer than they were in either of the first two, and they still got it done. And I think that makes it really interesting. The first time around, Lamont Butler did not play at all. Andrew Carr played a minute, and that was the end of his night. The second time around, Carr was limited, and so was Butler. And now they both, at least entering the game, are as close to health as we're going to see them. Butler was able to go 30-plus minutes on the weekend and produce excellent numbers across the board. Carr didn't have such great numbers, but he was obviously a contributor, or Mark Pope wouldn't have played him 30-plus minutes. So it's a different team this time, and as it was the time before. And I don't think I've ever seen that, Scott. I don't think I've ever seen where 2 teams played 3 times and one of them had to play a different opponent each time.
So you wrote about Cooper Flagg today, and do you think they'll handle Arizona? And how do you think Cal will do against Texas Tech?
Yeah, I'm really proud of that story, Scott, and I hope people give it a read, comparing Carmelo Anthony's run in 2003 to what Cooper faces now. It's going to be a challenge. Arizona has excellent perimeter play. Caleb Love is playing the best basketball of his career, and that includes what happened in 2022. So it'll be hard, but I think they'll get through. And then I can't wait to see what Arkansas does defensively against Texas Tech. I think they'll bother them. Do they have enough offense on the Hog side to get it done?
Check out the article on Cooper Flagg at sportingnews.com. Mike, enjoy the game.
We all know a night out at the club in Vegas can get a little bit pricey, but I've got a tip that can save you a cover fee at some of the hottest nightclubs. All you have to do is sign up online for free with a credible guest list service. Then, just show up before 10:30 and check right in. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
You studied the stats. You had the perfect bracket until your upsets turned into regrets. SportsGrid rides the highs and lows of every buzzer beater, bracket buster, and Cinderella story.
The Big Ten Freshman of the Year!
Our team brings you sharp insights, real-time reactions, and all the madness. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Yeah, so Rodon just gave up a home run, Mike, and it's 2-1 now. Volpe hit one out, short porch as well, but Vinny Capra just hit a home run, and he went to deep left. I mean, a bomb. Your boy Vinny Codlitz Capra.
Vinny C from around the block with a homer down there.
From in the way. Around the way.
One, around the block, 370 feet for Capra. As they get back, and yes, those couple short porches to the right for Wells and for Volpe, probably not the way Freddie Peralta was looking to start his 2025 campaign. But now another hit by Terang, so here goes Rotan, who mowed him down the first two innings, and now will probably give up a 4 spot here in the third after the Yankees get him a couple runs. So we also have some scoring in the Oriole Blue Jay game, and they must have did like 40 minutes of pregame festivities, but they finally have gotten underway. And Adley Rutschman with a solo homer in the top of the first for Baltimore, so they're already on the board down there. So 1-0 Orioles, that's for sure. And then I've got the rest. I want to give you all the 4 o'clock games because obviously there's 9 of them. One of them's going to be in a rain delay, though. I'll tell you that too. As we get cooking here on a C2C. Let's start with the Phillies and the Nats, which will start at 4:05. Zach Wheeler against Mackenzie Gore. Phillies now up to -160. Washington plus $135 and a 7.5.
I still think the Phillies and Zach Wheeler are the play here against Tipper Gore in D.C. I think the Phillies are still, the team that, Braves, Phillies, Mets, right? It's the same thing every year in the East. But the difference is, for me, is that I think the Mets have the bats, and I think the Phillies have the pitching. And I'm always going to take pitching over hitting. It's just that simple. If you have great pitching, nobody can hit. So I like Zach Wheeler in this game over the Nats. I could be wrong, but I'll take him on the road down in D.C.
The Red Sox will open their season in Arlington against the Rangers down in Texas. Garrett, don't call me Davy Crockett because my name is Crochet, against Nasty Nate Evaldi here. Red Sox now -125. They're road favorites here today. +105 for the Rangers. 8.5 is the total in this one. And did you see Corey yesterday, I guess, putting an end to all the third base stuff, as he said, Bregman's going to play every day at third, and Rafi Devers is going to DH every day. And that's that. I'm not messing around with this anymore.
Well, there you go, and I think it's the right decision. One guy sucks at third and is a great hitter. The other guy's a good hitter and a great third baseman. So I think it makes sense. But I just look forward to the prognostications of the Red Sox running away with the East and going to the playoffs to go down the toilet like a yam. I like the Red Sox to lose today. Davy Crockett loses today. I'll take Nasty Nate and the Rangers in Arlington. I've had enough of hearing about the Red Sox. Like, this is the same kind of stuff that we deal with all the time in the NFL. Like around here, you'll hear every year the Gang Green and the G-Men are going to the Super Bowl. Every year when training camp opens up, that's all we hear about is how great they're going to be. Just stop already. When is the last time, honestly, that the Red Sox did anything except lose? I mean, it's all they've done is lose. And now what? They're just going to win? Because of what? Davy Crockett? They can't even give him a deal. I mean, honestly, like, I've had enough of it already. And it's day one. And I've been hearing it for a month. I've been hearing it for a month in spring training. And have a sandwich, Not only that, like, they're going to win it all. They're going to win they're not even going to do any of the above. They never do. That's not the team I'm worried about. I'm not worried about them. Like, have at it.
Great pitching matchup opening day down in Miami. How many will be there? Who knows? But Paul Skeens will be on the mound for the Buccos as they start their march to hopefully 80-plus wins this year. And Sandy Alcantara back, of course, off a major injury to pitch for the Fish. Minus 150 for the Buccos now, plus $1.25 for the Marlins. And a 6.5 for the total.
Yeah, as far as betting, you see their names and you think automatic under, right? It's just automatic. Yeah. But if I'm a Marlins fan, I'm like, I haven't seen this guy pitch. Oh, whatever, a few innings in spring training. I'm not buying that. So I'm not touching that. I think it could go over. And I'm not worried about Skeens. Skeens isn't going to be the one giving up the runs. I think it'll be Alcantara giving up the runs. And I don't even think the Pirates can score runs. And I still think they're going to score against him. I got to give him time. I could be wrong. Maybe he'll throw a no-hitter. But I think I'm going to reserve judgment on him till I see him, Mike, start 4 or 5 times before I start giving him what did he say? The run total in the first 5 is 3 runs?
Yeah.
They just act like this guy's going to come out and Cy Young today. He hasn't pitched in a year and a half. No way. I'm not buying it. Give me Skeens and the Pirates.
Well, remember something else, too, on the other side of the coin. I could see the Pirates also, and they did this a lot last year. Well, they're not in it, but I could see them babying Skeens here at the beginning and only letting them go, 5 innings, letting them go. I could see them, we don't want to overwork them too early in the season.
Get him some dessert.
You could hear them. You could see them doing that. You could see them we don't want to.
Well, first of all, I don't think that Shelton can manage, so I could see him screwing this up real juicy like a Baconator.
I'm surprised they brought him back, honestly.
He's still the manager, this guy. My dog can manage better.
Giants and Reds, Logan Webb and Hunter Green. It's actually a pick-em now, minus 110 both ways with a 7.5.
I like Hunter Green. I like the Reds. I like Tito. I like Ellie. I saw my boy B-Cuss today saying they're going to win the division. I'd love to see that, even though I don't like the Reds or B-Cuss.
Want to play roulette? Here's a tip. European roulette has a lower house edge than American style. The lower the house edge, the better shot you have at winning. Most online casinos offer European roulette. So, if I were you, I'd get spinning. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
You studied the stats. You had the perfect bracket until your upsets turned into regrets. SportsGrid rides the highs and lows of every buzzer beater, bracket buster, and Cinderella story.
The Big Ten Freshman of the Year!
Our team brings you sharp insights, real-time reactions, and all the madness. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We're still talking baseball here on opening day, and all of these games are going to kick off in the 4 o'clock hour. I mean, it is literally loaded until tonight when there's 3 games at night under the lights. That's it. And everything else is going to be in this 4 o'clock Eastern window.
Yes. Next, we'll go to Chicago. Of course, we talked yesterday about the White Sox and how could they really be worse than what they were last year as a 41-win team. Well, they start their season against Kikuchi and the Angels. Sean Burke, not the devil goalie from the 80s.
It is the devil
goalie. For the White Sox. The Angels are minus 165 on the road, plus 140 for the White Sox at home with a 7.5.
I do think they'll win more than, 53.5 their total. I actually don't believe it could be that bad 2 years in a row. I don't think anything could be that bad 2 years in a row. It could be bad, but I don't think it'll be as bad or worse. So I'm going to go over, but I'm taking the Angels and, of course, our boy Kikuchi.
The Guardians will start the season in Kansas City, so an AL Central matchup. Cole Reagans goes for the Royals. Now, this was supposed to be Bybee, if you remember, yesterday.
Right. It
was supposed to be the opening day starter.
Now it's the hottie Blake Lively.
I guess he's got the sniffles or something. He had it's listed as an illness. He got scratched.
Man, there's a little
food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Ben Lively will start for the Guardians instead.
He's got the Tracy Morgan. The food poisoning.
Yeah, minus 175 for the Royals, plus 145 for Cleveland, and an 8.5.
That's got to throw off the Guards, the last-minute Rhea from their pitcher. You got to go with Ronald Reagans and the Royals and Bobby Witt at the K.
The Mets will be in Houston to start their season. Of course, they just spent a lot of money on Juan Soto, who did say he's the best hitter of all time. Juan Soto said in an interview. The best hitter of all time. He's already made that proclamation. It'll be Clay Holmes and Framber Valdez. Astros minus 120, even money for the Mets, and a 7.5.
I don't think he's the greatest hitter of all time. I said yesterday I think he's the toughest out in baseball today, in this day, in this year, in this season, in last season. I think he's the toughest guy to face in baseball at the plate, but I don't think he's the greatest hitter of all time, and frankly, far from it. But I'll give you this. Your boy Big John Holmes is not going to win down in Houston at the Orange Juice Factory. Give me the Astros and your boy Valdez.
The Braves are in San Diego at Petco with the soft serve ice cream. Chris Sale and Michael King. Braves minus 120, even money for the Padres, and a 6.5 here as well.
Yeah, I love this team, man, as you know. So I got something wrong with me about the Padres. I just like them. And Michael, who would be king, give me the Friars tonight in the opener, in the late afternoon sunshine of SoCali Cal with a little return to the ice cream machine for at least 4 to 5 cups with sprinkles.
And the final 4 o'clock East game is not going to start on time. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure they're going to get this one in at all based on some of the radar that I just saw. But I'm not a weatherman, so who knows. The Twins and the Cardinals in St. Louis, they've got some big storms rumbling through there. Pablo Lopez and Sonny Gray will be the pitching matchup if they ever get going. But as of right now, they are starting in a delay, and it could be a delay for the foreseeable future.
I'm just checking my new watch, Carver High. It's really fancy. I was seeing if it also told me what the weather would be at every Major League stadium every day of the season, but it's not coming up like that. But it is just fantastic and sharp. But I'm going to take Sonny Gray if they get it in at Cold Bush Beer Stadium.
Considering they're starting now on March 27th, if they only had one game canceled today, that's pretty good. Considering they're starting now in the last week of March to get things in. All right, those are all the games starting in the next few minutes. There are 3 other games under the lights. We will do those as well when we come back and push those on before we start getting into the Sweet 16, which will tip off tonight in Newark and San Francisco.
Here's your boy Judge, 0 for 1, back up at the dish. It's all happening.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.